To begin with, authorities at the Upper West Regional Hospital are worried about the increasing number of patients with hearing impairment. Though the condition can be hereditary, other factors, including the insertion of foreign material into the ear, are at play. At a Durban to mark the World Hearing Day, ear, nose and throat nurse at the Upper West Regional Hospital, Cynthia Ayini, said the facility has no resident audiologist to attend to patients. Rafik Salam reports from WA.
World Hearing Day, which falls on March 3, is a globally recognized annual event organized by the World Health Organization, WHO. It is aimed at raising awareness about hearing loss and promote ear and hearing care worldwide. Ahead of the celebration, the public unit of the Upper West Regional Hospital the past week has been engaged in holding public fora to sensitize the public on hearing and the need to protect the ear. The participants had the opportunity of asking questions and had their ears screened. As part of the activities, a debate was held at Wadobli, where the community members were schooled on the importance of the ear and the need to protect it. Madam Lubaba Tusali is the nurse manager of the Upper West Regional Hospital.
So we try to tell them what the ear is, what entails in the ear, what causes that damages to the ear. The little thing that you can do to the ear by not knowing and to cause hearing impairment. So those are the things that we want to create the awareness and to encourage them in case of any little thing affecting the ear, nose and throat, they report early for early treatment so that it will not aggravate to hearing impairment.
Ear, nose and throat ENT nurse at the Upper West Regional Hospital, Ayini Cynthia, who also doubles as the unit head of the hospital, noted that there have been an increase in cases of persons who come to the facility having challenges with their hearing. She noted that though the hospital is equipped with machines, they have no resident audiologist and they depend on the service of a visiting audiologist to take care of their patients.
Every 3 months, we invite audiologists. We have the machine, but we do not have the personnel. So we do book cases for him to come to assess them. So the recent one was in November, where she came. We screened about 30 people. And out of the 30 people, almost all of them had problem with their hearing. Some were mild hearing loss, some moderate hearing loss, and some severe to profound hearing loss, where they were advised to get hearing aid and advice on rehabilitation.
So, Ayini Cynthia spoke about the causes of hearing loss.
Exposure to loud noise can give hearing loss. Then when there are foreign bodies in the ear, you can get hearing loss. Infection to the ear can also give you hearing loss. And we also have a family history. If you are born to parents with hearing loss, you are likely to also have hearing loss. Then in neonates with birth asphyxia, they can also get hearing loss. Then neonatal jaundice, babies that are born having jaundice can also get hearing loss.
She encouraged persons who had hearing impairment to report early to the hospital for checkup and rule out other preventive measures.
Talking to people about the causes of hearing loss and what they are supposed to do to prevent this hearing loss. Some of it is early. When you report to the facility early, your problem will be able to solve. So anytime you have ear problem, we advise you visit to the nearest facility to seek treatment to prevent you from getting hearing loss.
So, reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.
The Office of the National Chief Imam, Osman Nur Sharabutu, has welcomed the passage of the Anti-LGBTQ Bill by Parliament, adding that the bill will protect the cultural values of the country. The United States and other members of the international community have warned that the passage of the bill could undermine Ghana's economic growth. Speaking on Newsfile, spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Armayal Shaibu, described the practice of LGBTQ as an abominable and unconstitutional.
And I can say without any equivocation that the Chief Imam is gleefully joyful about the passing of this bill, because he has been fully briefed about what we are going through respect to the involvement of this LGBT phenomenon in our country and the attempt to really universalize it and make it something normal and something acceptable in our, and somebody who is the leader of the Muslims in this country, he could not actually give any support to such matter to be allowed, because for us it's a moral issue. It's something that also it goes to the very heart of the protection of the family which in the Muslim understanding of things is the property of God. It is the smallest unit of society into which every single human being is born. A family, to form the family, you need a man and a woman to come together. They give birth to children. And so the progeny and generations that are come are all formulated and all protected and nurtured within the context of family. So within the Islamic perspective, as for the Chief Imam, any practice that seeks to undermine the survival of the family must truly be condemned. For us, it is reprehensible, abominable, and objectionable. That is the point. So Chief Imam is so happy because he has already given his word to his right honorable Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babin, when he visited him in his house. He told him that he must use his leadership to ensure that this if you like, for want of the Anti-Gay Bill must be passed. And through his words, and so we are happy, and great applause and commendation to the 275 members of Parliament. They have proven to us that beyond the politics, we can depend and rely on them to preserve the purity of our cultural and traditional values.
East Municipal Director of Health, Clifford Veng, has bemoaned the lack of mortuary for the Sisala East Municipal Hospital. He says this has forced authorities to keep corpses in undesignated places at the facility, sometimes in the same wards with patients and staff. Mr. Veng spoke at the 2023 Health Performance Conference at the Sisala East Municipality in Tumu. Another report by Rafiq Salam.
The Sisala East Municipal Health Service 2023 Annual Performance Conference was held on the theme fostering collaboration, engaging stakeholders, and reducing maternal and prenatal mortalities through a resilient healthcare system. Sisala East Municipal Director of Health Services, Clifford Veng, commended health workers and their stakeholders for the progress made over the years in delivering quality service to the people and emerging some successes shocked.
Let us acknowledge the remarkable increase in outpatient attendance, which reflects the trust our community places in our healthcare facilities. This 14.7% rise from 86,037 attendance to 100,694 visits recorded in the year emphasizes the dedication and hard work of our staff in providing quality care to all who walk through our doors.
He opened up on the activities they undertook during the year in review.
We also conducted breast screening for adolescents in schools for early detection and management of cancer. We embarked on a data collection exercise to enumerate foreign immigrants as their numbers keep on rising by the day. That has effect on our resource allocation, and their influx may also affect our indicators that we have tirelessly worked to achieve over the years.
Despite the successes chalked, they were confronted with some key challenges which they believed, if fixed, will enhance the quality of service in the municipality. Clifford Veng penciled three of the challenges, starting with an obsolete X-ray machine at the Sisala East Municipal Hospital that produced poor quality imaging.
The municipal hospital runs on an outmoded, out-of-date X-ray machine that produces poor quality imaging. Hence, most clients requiring X-ray services are referred to, unfortunately, much younger districts for such services.
Next was the lack of a mortuary at the hospital, resulting in corpses being allowed to stay with patients and staff.
When death occurs at the municipal hospital, the body is required to be separated from the living immediately. But in the case of our municipality, the situation is different. Corpses stay over 24 hours in undesignated areas, pending the time relatives will come for them. Also, during times of loss and grief, some families need to preserve their deceased relatives for some time to allow them to prepare adequately for the funeral rites. Hence, the need for mortuary services with its benefits in the municipality.
He concluded with the challenge of inadequate laboratory services for the people.
It is sad to note that the municipal health service has only 3 laboratories out of 8 health centers, a polyclinic, and a hospital, with 52 chief zones as lower level facilities. The remaining health centers need laboratory services to ease the burden of our pregnant women having to travel many kilometers on inappropriate means of transport for their routine labs.
Sisala East Municipal Chief Executive Hussein Yakubu Batong spoke of the unwavering commitment and the Sisala East Municipal Assembly to improving the quality of health service delivery in the municipality.
CHIPs continue to be a backbone to the realization of universal health coverage in the municipality, with all 80% of the population in the municipality being served by CHIPs. The manifestation of the successes chalked as a result of the CHIPs implementation drive continues to impact service delivery positively.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam, Tumu.
Let's head to the northern region next, where Chief Executive of North Shore Apparel Ghana, Nuruddin Muhammad, has indicated that about 1,500 people will be employed in phase 1 of the project. He says more than 6,000 people are expected to be engaged, with 80% of the workforce being women. Mr. Nuruddin spoke at the signing and groundbreaking ceremony of the manufacturing facility of the North Shore Apparel Ghana in Sablelugu in the northern region.
The North Shore Apparel Ghana, a special purpose vehicle, was established by Wunzalgu Solutions, whose shareholders are MK Designs, Maskov Enterprise, and Nuruddin Mohammed. The goal is to establish an apparel value chain in Tamale with the potential to offer employment to the people. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer of North Shore Apparel Ghana, Nuruddin Mohammed, said all one needs to secure a job is to offer themselves.
What we are doing today is just the first phase of a 3-phase project. So the first phase that we have includes a 5,000 square meter production facility. So that is where all the stitching is going to be done. The stitching would be exported under AGWA to the US, and we will assess the European market under the Economic Partnership Agreement. And we will try, as a free zone enterprise, we are permitted to sell 30% locally. We intend to engage a minimum of 6,000 people, 1,600 under the phase 1. And that means 80% of the workforce, we will reserve it for women. So no prior education is required. You don't need to have an apparel skills. You don't need education to get a job in the facility. You just need to present yourself with the intention to learn something and provide for your family.
IFP are partnering the project. The managing director of IFE, Stefan Cole, said the idea to support create jobs for the rural person caught the attention of the organization.
You have to see that many donors invest in the capital cities, in Accra, for example. So that is relatively easy to do. But when we saw this approach here in Savigulu, in an area where employment is an issue, this raised our attention. And this has been a long journey. Nuruddin knows, ADB knows. We have tested patients, we know that, but I think after such a long time, directly 1,600 jobs, more or less, which is massive. It will create jobs for young women, for young people in this area, so they don't have to go to the south.
The managing director of the Agricultural Development Bank, Alassane Yakubu Tali, said the establishment of the manufacturing facility in the region will signify a key step towards industrialization of the area.
The establishment of this manufacturing facility in this region is not only signifies a key step towards industrialization in the northern Ghana, but also represent a substantial source of employment opportunities for the youth and wealth creation. As a universal and development-oriented bank, which is focused on harnessing the transformational power of agribusiness for wealth creation, ADB has been a key player in providing financial support to various institutions and sectors in the economy, solidifying our position as the bank of choice and leaders in the agribusiness financing. ADB offers a diverse range of tailored products and services to cater for.
The Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Harry Nedriso, said there was the need to do more to enable the private sector lead in the industrialization drive.
I've had the privilege, as I said, to be Minister for Employment, and I was one of the first publicly to acknowledge that unemployment was a national security crisis of our country. If you take from
Stakeholders in the Yendi municipality are asking government to model the Northern College of Science and Technology's school farming system to ensure students have a steady supply of nutritious meals when school is in session. The Northern College of Science and Technology has over the past 10 years grown its own food to feed students. Authorities at the school say this has also inculcated in the students a spirit of self-help and independence, both virtues needed to survive in this world.
The Northern College of Science and Technology started school farming concept 6 years ago to help reduce the cost of feeding in the school. Over the years, the school admits the farm has helped reduce the cost of feeding in the school. The students are in charge of this project. Today, it is the turn of the Zapayim group to take care of the farm. Bako Mushna leads the team.
We are here to give the feed to the animals and water the plants. We normally divide ourselves into groups to feed them groups, so that some can fish, some can feed the fishes, some will water the plants, and then some will feed the livestock there. We are normally excited doing it because it comes with a lot of fun, and then we learn new things while doing it. We also try our best to work hard, and then so that if we go home or anywhere we go, we can practice it.
The Yendi Municipal Director of Agriculture, Alhaji Abubakar Mohammed, he said the farming concept is commendable and wondered why it was abolished from the school system.
Previously, I don't know what informed Ghana's decision to even remove agriculture from the basic level. When we're young, whatever you go to, you study in school. Weekends you follow your father to farm. There are certain things you tell your father, our Greek, they said we should do this. Our parents were able to adapt it and it was useful. So, if If that thing was going on, it had continued to go on, this our level would have been different. And apart from even telling their parents what to do, they themselves grew up with it, like catch them young. The bad practices in agriculture, if you start educating children at this age, at the basic level, against them, the good practices, if you encourage children to adopt it at this level, they grow up with it, and Ghana will become an excellent agricultural country.
A parent, Opoku Menu Benjamin, said the farm has helped reduce the fees parents are paying.
And because they go into agric, produce to feed themselves, that has actually helped parents in the payment of our fees. So if you compare the fees here to other places, and you see the kind of tuition, the food they take here, and you make any comparison, you can see that if they have not gone into agric, it means the cost of the food alone could have made the school fees very high.
The Kugana, on whose jurisdiction the school sits, charged chiefs in Ghana to release lands for schools to engage in farming.
We, the traditional leaders, should understand that the children are our children. The land belongs to us. Why not release it to them? Any person that wants to establish something in your land. Because if you release the land to them, they will build a school there. And then if we release the land to them, they will also be farming there as we are doing here. So I would like to encourage all the other chiefs in other areas, those who have land anyway, but not all chiefs have land. If any person like that comes to your area and he wants to establish something like that, he wants to open to open a school, establish a school, and then bring agri sector or help the people over there, they should release land for them. Look at the land there. We have released it to them. So they can also do that, so that they will be farming, they will do any activities there. That will help us a lot as a country. You have to think that agri is a major thing that will help the country. It's a backbone of the economy. So I want to ask that every person, every chief should do that. They should release land for those who want to establish it, so that they can establish schools like this, and then agree and other help that things that will help the school.
The proprietor of the college, Nathaniel Adams Jr., said students are in charge and they love to do the work.
Over the last 6 years, when we went into serious agriculture as part of our technology training of the children, we have not bought cereal. The children farm what they eat. We harvested 40 acres of rice last year, 26 acres of maize, and that is what they eat. These are farm produce by the children themselves. They do their own vegetable. As we speak now, we have over 400 guinea fowls. We just harvested 1,000 catfish from the school, and they now have 7,000 in the pond, which will be selected as they grow and spread in the various ponds. They have turkeys, they have layers where every child is able to eat an egg produced by the children themselves. This is a concept developed by the school, which we call the school farm concept, which sees the children producing what they eat without affecting their academic work. So a child goes to the farm just twice in every month, and we have a calendar, a roster that they use to go to the farm just twice in every month.
Meanwhile, the Dean of the Faculty of Education at the University for Development Studies, Professor Ibrahim Mohammed Gunu, is supporting this call. He spoke at a policy dialogue in Tamale.
The Faculty of Education Policy Dialogue Series each year partners other stakeholders to highlight issues of national interest and to present them to various stakeholders. This year's dialogue session, which is on the theme Cultivating Knowledge, Nurturing Minds Towards a National School Garden Policy, sought to highlight the reintroduction of the school garden system. Professor Gunu said although the concept is not new in Ghana, its implementation is confined to a very limited number of schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of today's event is on cultivating knowledge, nurturing minds towards a national school garden policy. In this regard, this forum calls on government and other significant stakeholders to facilitate the development of a national policy framework and implementation guidelines on school gardens. This will support the development of mechanisms for tracking the progress of public education institutions on the establishment of school gardens. We need a policy on one school, one garden.
Inclusive Education and Advocacy Manager at RAINS, Ragadao Abdul Wahab, said RAINS has been implementing the school garden system and they are achieving results.
That we have implemented the school garden project and then we are achieving results. So we want to highlight these results to every stakeholder in education for us to see how best we can have this integrated or incorporated in our national education policy so that the quality and education achieving SDG 4 would become a reality.
A lecturer at the Faculty of Education at the UDS, Abdul Rahman Karim, said the issue of school garden has become topical that needs to be looked at.
School garden has become a topical issue that we indeed have to look at it. If you take a look at Europe as we speak, all schools are mandated to have a school garden. And the mandate of schools having a school garden is being legislated. So it is guided by law. In the case of Ghana, I'm yet to see a very clear legislative which talks about schools having school garden.
In other stories, Asantehene Otunfosa II is asking government to complete stalled projects in the Ashanti region. He's been touring some project sites of health facilities like the Sewua Regional Hospital, which is 90% complete but left unattended with deplorable roads impeding its usage. Nanabuachi Yadom joined the tour and has filed this report.
Asantehene visited 3 project sites in the Ashanti region, including the ongoing renovation works he is spearheading at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, the stalled Sewua Regional Hospital, and the Mother and Baby Unit at the Menchia Hospital. The comprehensive renovation and modernization of the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital has reached a 60% completion rate. Otunfo has been leading the Hillcath project through a $10 million public fundraising exercise to renovate the traditional wards of the hospital. Samuel Edubuachi is the chairman of the Hillcath project.
Komfo-Anokye is not going to leak any further when it rains. One of the major problems of Komfo-Anokye was the fact that if it rained today, for 2 weeks, some of the wards will be leaking. We are privileged and happy to mention that the last rains that we have experienced, not even one leakage. The king is very pleased. The progress of work so far, because of the space concerns, the hospital is still in session. So what is happening is that we'll be doing it in phases. So currently, the A4, A5 demolition has happened. The things have almost arrived. So as it arrives, we'll be making sure that just a matter of fixing those fixtures and fittings that we have imported to be able to do this.
The Asantehene later inspected the Sewua Hospital project, which is to serve as a regional hospital. The facility, already 90% complete, is left unattended with deplorable roads impeding its usage. Dr. Emmanuel Tinkrine is the Ashanti Regional Health Director.
The hospital has been completed for the past 1 year. What we need to do is to get electricity connected to the hospital. You know, we need a transformer that can power all the machines. And the current electricity that we have will not be enough to power the machines. That's the reason why we believe that we need a new machine. So fortunately, ECG has connected us from the main line and giving us 2 transformers. All that we need to do now is to connect the hospital to the main lines, and then we can test run the machines and then train the staff and then open the facility. Also the road, you saw it yourself. We need to put it in shape.
Dr. Ejakupoku, who spoke on behalf of the Asantehene, says the visit is to advocate for the completion of the projects.
It is part of his activity to occasionally go around to see the developmental activities going on. Sewia Regional Hospital is very significant, and he must come and see. We've been told that it's about 90% completed. So he's here to find out why it's not moving and to see how he can also support the program to go. Definitely he will have to put in his advocacy skills to get us moved.
The Asantehene ended his inspection at the construction of the baby and mother unit at the Menchia Hospital.
Well, the Asantehene is expected to add up his voice and call on government to speed up its work on these sites to ensure that these projects are completed in no time. For Joy News, my name is Nana Boachidankwa Yado, Kumasi.
Still in the Ashanti region, some 500 Islamic educators have participated in an in-service training to improve their teaching capabilities. These educators were trained in reading, listening, writing, and speaking skills to better facilitate the instruction of Arabic language to primary level students. Ashanti Region's Islamic Education Unit Manager, Yusuf Mohammed, emphasizes that educators are expected to master the new curriculum introduced by the GES. Here's a report by Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin.
What they have learned for the past 2 days is the reading skills, the listening skills, the writing skills, and the speaking skills. And they've learned all these things to be able to teach the children very well how to read, how to write, how to listen, and how to speak.
Yusuf Mohammed says these are the common things the tutors have to be abreast with to teach the children effectively.
And those are the common things the teacher have to be abreast with so that he can teach effectively to assist the children to benefit from what they are learning.
The Arabic language coordinator at the Islamic Education Unit in the Ashanti region, Sheikh Nuhu Isaac, emphasizes the importance of upgrading teachers due to educational reforms.
By organizing this workshop through Islamic Education Unit to help Arabic teachers, especially those who are in primary level, to upgrade themselves to go with the new curricula which government has introduced, which is being called CCP. So we see that there is need for us to organize workshop or in-service training for the Arabic teachers to upgrade themselves.
One of the training facilitators, Dr. Abdul Basit Al-Hassan, says that while in-service training to enhance Arabic language teaching is not new, the current program stands out for its unique content.
This in-service training is not the first one. We have been doing in-service training for our teachers, Arabic teachers, to fortify them to teach our children in the schools. But for this particular one, it is unique in terms of the content we are imparting to our teachers, because the book we are doing the in-service training in is based on Islamic teachings, Aqidah, Fiqh, Sirah, and Akhlaq, meaning jurisprudence, theology, and the history of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the ethic of Islam.
Participants express confidence that the knowledge and skills gained will benefit the children in their respective schools. Mohammed Bashir Abdul Momin from Al-Nazamiya Islamic School fundamental teaching principles, which has provided valuable insights.
I've learned about how to prepare a lesson notes. Definitely we know it, but we learned here that there's another method, which is a new method that we have learned today. So in fact we learned a lot. We also learned about the new curriculum that came, the CPP. How can we apply it into our various schools? So in fact we learned a lot and also benefited a lot.
I've learned how to prepare my notes and how to teach the children very easier. And I think it's a very good strategy for us. And it will also help me to improve upon my teaching skills.
The Council of Islamic Education Unit is conducting in-service training sessions in 3 selected regions, including the Northern and Greater Accra regions, benefiting numerous Arabic teachers. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.
Now, 36 schools will slag it out for the coveted trophy and bragging rights as the best primary school in the Ashanti region, as Love FM has launched the 5th edition of the Primary Schools Quiz. The journey to finding the next champion for the competition has begun with balloting of contestants at the KNUST campus. Defending champions, Divine Mission Academy, and 2 other finalists from last year's edition will compete in groups of 3.
In the upcoming 6 weeks, these 36 primary schools in the Ashanti region will compete in a series of knowledge-based challenges across various subjects, captivating audiences with their brilliance. All the 36 schools participated in the launch and balloting of the Love FM Primary Schools Quiz in Kumasi on March 1st. Speaking at the event, the Ashanti Regional Director of Education, William Kwame Amankra, lauded the Love FM's efforts to expose learners to modern skills at early age.
The future holds bright for the learners at the foundational level. It is where quality education, when nurtured well, leads to quality transformation education that every country will strive to achieve. I can confidently say that what we are going to launch today fit into 21st century goals in education. For 21st century education is that which provide learners with necessary requisite skills needed to succeed in both local and global world.
Isaac Enchi, Relationship Manager at the Kumasi Business Unit of the Multimedia Group, encouraged contestants to remain resilient in the competition and give off their best shots.
In the coming weeks, the contesting pupils in the quiz are expected to treat our listeners and audience to an exciting and intellectually stimulating show of progress in competing. We expect nothing but the best from the competing schools who have made it thus far. May the best school in the 2024 edition of the Love FM Primary School Quiz, and we hope for a better contest this year.
Which school is the best school?
Rules of the competition were spelled out to ensure fairness and smooth running. Remarkably, fresh entry schools in the competition are coming with a vigor of putting up a resound performance.
We will win. We have gone so far to come this way, and I'm praying to the Almighty God that we will go to the semi-finals. If not, I'll not be happy. I'll cry.
You want to go to the semi-finals? Why not winning?
Winning, I'm praying I will win. But the contest, many people are trying their best to win. So I'm praying to the Almighty God that we will face them and conquer them.
Because God is with us. Also, we have trained, we have learned, we have rehearsed. We are also in the same district, so we are going to win.
From Monday, 4th March, the Love FM Primary Schools Quiz will be airing on the Joy Learning channel on Multi TV, Love FM, and other social media platforms. Reporting for JoyNews, Clinton Yeboah.
Time now for us to take a break, but there's more news when we return. Please stay. Welcome back. This is JoyNews Room with me, Sweetie Abochi. Moving on, treating neonatal jaundice in the Goso municipality of the Ahafo region has over the years been difficult for the municipal hospital due to a lack of an effective phototherapy machine. An improvised phototherapy machine, otherwise known as Firefly, built with a wooden framework and 3 defective UV bulbs, is hampering treatment as babies take longer periods under the machine. An NGO, Redeeming Hands Foundation, has provided the hospital with its first ever Firefly phototherapy machine to ease the burden and facilitate quicker treatment of neonatal jaundice.
From 2015 to 2019, Ghana witnessed a concerning escalation in neonatal jaundice cases, with reported numbers rising from 3,031 to 9,273. Neonatal jaundice emerged as the 3rd highest cause of admission for newborns at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital. Here at the Goso Municipal Hospital, an improvised machine was made to treat the condition to avoid referral to other centers outside the region. Unlike the wooden improvised machine, the phototherapy Firefly machine works faster to decrease the amount of jaundice in the blood. Irene Adofua Entry is head of neonatal intensive care units at the hospital.
We are using bulbs, the blue bulbs, attached to a wooden table. So that is what we are using for now. That's what we use to manage it. It's working, but this is the situation. We don't know how the rays of the light waves that we are giving to the baby. Maybe if a baby is supposed to be under the photo for about 20, maybe 48 hours, the baby can go maybe about almost a week before the jaundice will resolve after we have done our investigation. So with the proper equipment, we know that our outcomes of jaundice will be far better this time.
In 2022, the cost of the Firefly phototherapy machine was 27,500 Ghana cedis, but it is currently sold at 62,000 Ghana cedis. Director for Redeeming Hands Foundation, Wendy Boatma Ofori, is prevailing on the government to make provisions for hospitals to afford the machines to curb neonatal complications in babies.
I think they are not in tune with how the complications that come with untreated neonatal jaundice. There are no provisions made for the hospitals to afford these kinds of machines. I think people in opinion leaders and people in positions should take this up, because some of the kids are ending up with cerebral palsy, some are ending up losing their hearing and all that. All those things can be curbed if there was an available phototherapy machine. I mean, if you're a mother, or you've had a child who has suffered neonatal jaundice, you know the effects, the toll it has on the mother, the toll it has on the, the care providers and everything. We are pleading with them to come on board, join us campaign, make noise in quotes about this phototherapy machine, tell people, opinion leaders, let people in positions know how neonatal jaundice is affecting babies, how important this machine is in treating and preventing some of these complications that these babies suffer. Those of you that can help us, we plead with you to come on board. We raised most of this money off social media.
Redeeming Hands Foundation educated nurses and midwives at the Goso Municipal Hospital on neonatal jaundice and also donated a Firefly machine to curb the disease. The machine is the first to be donated in the Ahafo region. Anita Sewajiga's report, read to you.
For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. Thank you for watching.